What's good, everybody? It's the Two Dudes Podcast. I'm Rick, aka RJK, aka Graybeard. That's Kevin, aka K-Man, aka DJ2K. That's right, people. We ain't scared. We got nicknames. What's good, Kev?
Nothing much, a short, long day at work.
A short, long day. How does that
Uh,
work when you work from home?
well, I had things to do this morning, so I didn't get on the clock until about 10:30. And you get on, you get that rhythm, but then they make you take lunch within like your first 2 hours. And it's just kind of like that made no sense. But then you got to take lunch. You can't not take it just to get back on and, get the ball back rolling back again where it never got started.
I guess I can see that.
Yeah.
So, how was the weekend?
Weekend was all right. Had to work, soccer game. Well, no soccer games. Well, no, one soccer game. It was cool, just mainly work, spend time with my kids, and just chill when I could.
That's good. We will get into sports a little bit later.
I ain't seen no sports this weekend.
That's because there wasn't much happening in Kansas City. But I'm going to leave that there.
Ain't much happening anywhere. Bunch of falsehoods out there.
I don't know about all that, but hey. Anyway, let's get to some of the topics in the show. This one, I mean, everybody knew in the first place, but it's now confirmed. Will Smith reveals that he and Jada Pinkett Smith decided at one point in their marriage that they would no longer be monogamous. Marriage can't be a prison. All right. Like I said, who didn't know that about their marriage? That's the first question I'm asking.
Now, go ahead. You go say now. I got something for
that. The second thing I was going to ask you is, if that's the case, is it really a marriage once you decide to do that?
Well, I mean, if you go invite others into it, then it's not a marriage. But here's the thing that people are missing. And I was heard it this morning because he got a book coming out. And the thing is, I put my paycheck from the part-time gig, not the full-time. I put my part-time check on the fact that that whole monogamous, let's not be monogamous anymore, whatever, came from Jada. Because Will is a people pleaser at one time. Because he said he hates that when he was younger, he would see his dad beat on his mom and he would freeze up and not know what to do. He wouldn't try to help him or anything. He didn't know, he was just stuck. And so that point on, he was like, I think he tried once and his dad hit him or something or whatever. And he was like, he didn't ever want to feel that again. So he felt that he needed to just appease people to avoid any of that. So if that's your mindset, and then your wife comes to you and says, hey, we should see other people, and you don't want to get divorced for the second time, and you had stated before, your first marriage, you knew at some point you wasn't married to the right person, but you wasn't going to get a divorce. You was going to ride it out until the day you died, had she not asked for a divorce. So I asked you, was that his idea or was it hers?
Man, I'll put my check on it. Don't have a part-time job, full-time. Just from what you see about them in the public and just the feeling you get, I believe you 100%. That's all
I heard. Yeah, so his mental was there, but it wasn't.
Let me back that up real quick. What man wants to share his wife? He gonna bring.
You'd be surprised. That you can't even say that because you'll be surprised. Because some men's mindset is, oh, so if you here, I can go there. Come on, let's
think about what you just said. If you here, then I can go there. See, so that's what tells me Will didn't bring it up.
Yeah, but the thing is, you said what man would want to share his wife? There's a lot out there that will gladly, you can touch mine because I want to touch yours, or I want to go touch this one over there. Sadly, there's a lot out there like that. The sanctity of that ring ain't what it used to be for heterosexual relationships. It's more worship in same-sex marriages than it is heterosexual, and that's really sad.
Sad but true. Okay, so Kels is in trouble, boy. You know his trial is over, and he was convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking in a federal court in New York City. So since that's federal, not only is he guilty, but he faces decades in the slammer. He's gonna be doing several times.
And then I'm getting tired of people saying decades. Just say the years like you do anybody else.
Well, here's
it's like you gotta make it seem worse.
Well, it's not that it's worse. We won't know until May 4th. That's how long it's going to be before sentencing.
I mean, he's screwed regardless because he still got court in Chicago. He's never getting out. He's not going to pull the Tupac to where you got 30 cases and you get off not guilty on all of them. That's not going to happen. You got to be dumb if you think that's going to happen.
Tupac was real slick on that.
Yeah, you know, to have all them cases and he just spent that little time in jail.
I'll give you one better. At one point, OJ was free.
Yeah, OJ put himself in jail. You're right.
Yeah. No, when you can just lop off two people's domes and not do an ounce of time, and Kells, he looking at maybe getting out when he old and gray.
He's not, I'm telling you, he's not getting out at all. Because they're not going to let his stuff be consecutive served. They're going to make him go from one jail to the next. So like right now, he's what, 50 something? So if he survives 20 years, let's say he's 55 right now. He get out at 75, they're going to take him to the next prison. He's never going to see the light of day again. And what gets me is I posted yesterday how everybody's acting all surprised. I'm like, why are you acting surprised? I said, you should be wondering who's next and looking across the street. Because where's old boy, where's the film guy? He A-list chicks he's sleeping with. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
You said what?
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah.
Yeah. He
it's like him and all them other, you know, white motherfuckers that got these cases against them that had as much evidence as Bill Cosby. Where they all at? I had a friend of mine that was like, how could you worry about that when R. Kelly was hurting our community? Where were their parents? Right there helping him. You ain't getting on their parents. And just like listen to Breakfast Club this morning, DJ Envy made a good point. If y'all go throw the book at Kales, y'all need to get the people that worked around him that knew, and you need to get the parents that knew. Exactly. Don't try to make him the face of it just because he's the one that had the money. And I was like, you know what? I agree completely.
Yeah, that's two topics in a row that we 100% in agreement. All right, that's our show. Everybody
it's one of the things where it's like, I'm not trying to make it just, you know, okay, you got a black, you know, go every other. But I'm like, you done got him, you done got Bill, Russell done left the country. You know, so it's like, when you go pointing toward yourself. And so my brother was like, you may say you come out real mad that they got him. I said, I got two daughters. Why would I be happy about a pedophile getting off? I was like, my thing is when it's all said and done, everything really was circumstantial in all these cases. We ain't really saw no hardcore, concrete, this is what it is on any of them in all for realness. But if we convicting people off circumstance, then go get them all. You know what I'm saying? Take that van, get a couple 15 passengers. It's like, hey, put him in the middle of row 3. You know, we got seats for everybody. So I don't know. It's just, I need for people to open their mind, their eyes, and realize it's bigger than just him. But since he's of your era, you grew up with him, you have a personal touch to it, and I get it, but it's bigger than just him. It's way bigger than just him. Yeah, so if it was just him, yeah, I mean, Hell, dude, like dude with the Olympics, did he ever for real get convicted?
Which dude?
Is that what?
Which dude you talking about?
The one, the gymnastics coach, the one that apparently had touched all the gymnasts or whatever.
I think that is an ongoing case still too.
So you see what I'm saying? It's just like let's get this ball rolling, get it done, damn to celebrate and keep it going.
And here's the reason why it's going to be hard to keep it going at a fast pace. Even if you look at R. Kelly, how long has this thing been going on? This thing's been going on for years. And the way these lawyers, they get stuff so tied up in court because they're back behind the scenes trying to wheel and deal. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. Let me try to take a couple of years off old boy's sentence if we can do this. And back in the old days, they stick you in the courtroom for one day. Everything's laid out. And then they come back the next day, guilty or not guilty. Back in the old days, his head would have been on the chopping block, but that's a whole nother story. Nowadays, this stuff gets drug out for so many years, and they do it in the hopes of something coming up to break it open or to get it thrown out. And that's all. He just ran out of time. That's cut and simple. It's over now. He's about to go down. And these other guys that we've mentioned, their time is coming too, but it's going to be at a snail's pace.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
All right.
I admit, all of them deserve it. The only one I'm always going to be torn about is Bill, because did he do it? Yeah. Did he not do it? Yeah. But did a lot of them agree to certain things before it got done? Yeah. So how all of a sudden they could take a gift and then, I didn't want to do it. He forced my hand. You agreed to this before y'all got down. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the only one that I'm just like, I think in some way he did get shafted. Not saying that he didn't deserve to do sometime, but who's he hurting at 80-some years old to give him 30 years?
And see, that's my only gripe. Why are you coming out now? And I know a lot of people clap back and say, well, Rick, that's because they didn't feel comfortable then. They didn't feel safe then. I guess it's just me. It's either right or it's wrong. And I don't care about how comfortable or uncomfortable I might feel about something. If something ain't right, I'm going to speak up about it. And we need more people to start doing that. Hey, look, I applaud the Me Too movement, but it should be Me Too right now, not Me Too 20 years from now. All right, let's go to the lighter side of entertainment here real quick. This is a will they or won't they? Because Andre 3000 and Big Boy were attending a college game together and, laughing, having a good time, watching some football, and the rumors have started. So I want to ask you, do you think Outcast is going to ever get back together and put out another album?
First off, this is dumb as hell. It was even an article. Common sense, if people do their research, Big Boy there would see his son play like he does every week. And hello, 3 Stacks is his godfather, as his nephew. So it shouldn't be surprising that uncle's going to go see nephew play football. But we are so entertainment thirsty to make something of something. We make it. I saw literally a whole fucking article about them being at the game. And I'm just like, there was no reason for this to be an article. Now, the 2 guys that sat in front of them at the football game, I get them being like, oh shit, Outcast behind us. Can I get a picture? Snap, snap. That should have been the end of it. But then turn this whole thing is, I gotta give 3 Stacks props. He literally turned himself into Bigfoot to where when you see him, you make a big deal about it. A comedian I know saw him at the airport. He was like, oh shit, is that 3 Stacks? Mind you, he just in there, he was playing some instrument waiting on his plane. Just like he fucking the Pied Piper or whatever, just in that motherfucker getting it, waiting on the plane. And dude was like, I ain't gonna speak to him. He on IG Live video talking about, I can't believe he's right there. Motherfucker go speak. All said and done, he went and spoke and got a picture with him. And he knew who he was as a comedian and mutual respect. Stop acting like the man's Jesus. But Outcast getting back together, they don't need to. They got music in the vault that could get released right now. They probably would outsell this bullshit that's out there now. They just choose not to because at the end of the day, you put music out there, hey, I need y'all to come perform. I need y'all to come perform. And that's where Three Stacks is like, I don't know. Because to give up after that double disc, a tour to where we both breaking bread $1 million each, of course, about $500,000-600,000, that's Uncle Sam. But still, initial check, you get a meal, I get a meal, and then you paying everybody else, but we still get a meal each. Who turns that down? Three Stacks. That's who turns it down. So
you don't open up another can of worms when you mention having songs in the fall. I'm gonna take it a whole nother level. Not just Outcast. Who else do you believe has a lot of songs in a quote unquote fall? I mean, we had heard at one point that Tupac did. You know, we got a couple albums and some tunes and stuff like that. That's it. The only one that I believe right now, I don't even believe that Michael Jackson had too many songs, quote unquote, vaulted. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. The one that I believe has just an endless vault of songs is Prince. He probably got 300-400 songs somewhere.
Well, he ain't about that no more because this stuff about to start getting released.
You think so?
No, they say so. It's a double disc coming out this month or next month. Jay-Z been fighting it, boys. Well, I shouldn't say Jay-Z been fighting it, but Jay-Z has said that Prince didn't want his music out there like that, that never got finished. But his estate, they sold this. The people over the estate like sold the estate, some wild shit or whatever. But there's a Prince album coming out.
Okay. I thought he just put one out.
Now there's one coming out. So they're just Prince's legacy about to get fucked over.
Yeah, because I wasn't too crazy about the last Michael Jackson album. And although it got quote unquote finished by producers, you could tell that it wasn't finished by Michael Jackson's stamp.
What, you didn't like what, Invincible?
No, Invincible was before he passed. It was Escape that came out after.
Yeah, like Escape.
It had 3 or 4 good tracks on it, and that was it.
Man, Escape had some shit on that, man. Escape was Mike trying to find his lane in the current music at that time. I think had he still been around, it would have been fine-tuned a little bit better. But overall, Escape wasn't bad to me.
I mean,
it just, you can tell he was trying to find his lane.
I have the CD, but, you know, if I'm reaching for a Michael Jackson album, I'm either going to pull out Thriller or I'm going to pull out Bad. Might pull out Dangerous.
What? This is like hella random. Right now, for some reason, because I heard it on, you know, I sent you that mix Sunday, right?
Yes. By the way,
so
damn good mix.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was another mix on Spotify. Spotify is the best you could use that I was listening to, and they had Michael Jackson's From the Invincible, Break of Dawn. I forgot how dope that record was.
Oh yeah, that was the record with Stranger in Moscow.
I don't know who the fuck that was with, but all I know is it was kind of funny here. Mike talking about, bitch, you about to give me some, basically. You know, that's what it basically broke down to. You know, he let you know I'm about to do like Maxwell. The cops ain't gonna come knocking. It's gonna be the break of dawn when I stop. I was like that damn Michael. So you gotta listen between the lines.
All right, now we gotta roll back serious. We got some problems in society. Let me preface this, because you know we talk back and forth about the shot, when we get the shot, all that. This morning I got the first one, so that's in the bag. Got to get the second one sometime in the next month. So I'm gonna make that happen. So as far as these jobs out here that are going to start making things mandatory or going to quote unquote events that will make it mandatory, it's like the world is putting a squeeze on people that do not have it. And I'm looking at a couple articles. Massachusetts police officers are set to resign over the vaccine mandate. So you're going to be losing Massachusetts police officers. New York City North Carolina hospital system fires 175 workers in the largest ever mass terminations due to vaccine mandate. And New York is about to become a crap storm as the entire city is forcing things to mandate. So, what you think is about to happen?
Bro, it's like I've been saying for years, we about to be a third world country. And this is about to be the start of it because unemployment about to be through the roof. I was at the part-time this past weekend and I had till the 1st to get the first shot. That way I could have both shots done by October 30th. Now, mind you, it's 3 weeks in between shots. So I really didn't have to have it done by the 1st, but they trying to control the narrative. The lady came up to me and she said, sad part about it, I've been with this company 11 years. 11 years, no issue, no nothing. And I'm about to lose my job because she said that shot don't feel right in my soul and my spirit. You know, old black women tell you that, you got to pay attention because you just don't know. But at the same time, with me being on the job search, I can already see somebody telling me that you want this position. Have you been vaccinated yet? Let me see your card. Because like in New York, you got some spots that won't see a card to go into a restaurant, go to a Knicks game, go to the damn gym. You got to show your card.
Man, it's about to be rough. And then
so it's just
I can't even go to my stadium to watch my people play. My number one undefeated team, number one offense.
I mean, nobody wants to see that. You can just go to the club in there, but that's here nor there.
Ice Cube was up in there. They having some good shows up in there. Who else played in there last week? I forget who played there last night.
I'm gonna go for the chicken wings.
Well, hey.
Shit, if they have any, because
that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. Now you talking about
price of chicken wings is getting ridiculous. I call myself for the Sunday night game. Was gonna go to the when the Chiefs played the Ravens. Was gonna go to the good old Peanut, get that good dozen, and go home and enjoy some good Flintstone-sized wings. So I went online before I place my order because we lazy now. We like to get our order and go. We don't want to sit and wait. Usually the wings about 18, 20, I think maybe. Why was the damn wings for a dozen $30 now?
30.
30.
How many wings you say?
$30 for 12 wings.
That math don't even add up. That's $2 and something a wing.
Hey, ain't no fries, ain't no drink, ain't no celery, ain't no carrots. Ain't nothing with it. Just wings. $30.
Yeah, I'd have turned around and kept it.
When I saw that, I said, Wingstop, here I come. I got 25 wings. No, I got 20 wings because I got some thigh bites. I forgot I tried the thigh bites. So I got 15 wings and some thigh bites, fries and a drink for $20.
Much better deal. Now let me backtrack about New York because I was talking about the city. What the article actually says is New York is to fire all unvaccinated nurses and hospital workers effective midnight tonight. And the governor is to deploy the National Guard. So it's going to look like a war zone in New York.
I told you, we about to be a professional third world country. And see what people feel the rush when they on and on. How you know the other countries ain't doing the same thing? We got to stop acting like it's just us. It ain't just us. You know what I'm saying? There's other countries doing the same shit they doing here. I mean, granted, people say, I ain't got to worry about that. I ain't there. No, you need to worry about it because everybody's playing follow the leader with this shit.
Okay, bro. Let's get to some good stuff. I want to talk about some sports. But I want to talk about something that I haven't seen yet. Um, Gus Johnson and Akeem Talib. I haven't
Yeah,
watched the
what
game
happened?
yet.
What was the big thing with that?
Well, first of all, I don't know if you've seen any of the photos of Gus and Akeem. You know Akeem don't wear no suit, right?
Yeah.
He's rocking a casual jacket, got his gold chain, you know.
Yeah, he just wearing his everyday wear.
Yeah, pretty much. But everybody knows one of the best play-by-play callers in the league.
It's Gus Johnson.
And Akeem he put the color in color commentating. I'm just gonna put it like that. He in the background going, oh, he got, you know. Them dudes are talking just like two dudes watching a game. You know, Gus throwing out the stats and everything, and they doing what they would normally do, but they just got so much more bravado to it. And this is just from the clip that I saw. I'm gonna need CBS to stop giving me Romo and Mance and give me Gus Johnson and Akeem Talib someday. That's what I'm gonna need.
So what was this for? What was they doing this for?
Gus is back in the NFL. I don't know which games he's been calling.
He is for what station?
It's CBS. They're not the.
So they got him and Talib working together?
Yes. Gus is the play-by-play and Akeem is the color commentator.
How did that hood shit happen?
I don't know, but you need to look it up on YouTube. I'm gonna send you the link, bro.
That's golden.
Exactly.
Because I listened to Talib's motherfucking his podcast is just, I think it's called Chain Snatched or something. That's how wild he
sure
is.
It is.
Bet you Crabtree won't be on there
No love lost between them.
at all.
All right.
I was Crabtree. I sent him the bill every time I had to get my chain fixed.
He might be doing that. Anyway, on to football that we have seen. And like last week, we're not going through the whole league. But what game surprised you last week? That's not in the AFC West, because we'll get to the West. We always gonna do the West.
What surprised me, all bullshit jokes aside, was last night's game.
Really?
I thought Philly was gonna come out much better because of the rivalry. I thought this is about to be, as JR said, wrestling a slobber knocker, and it was just slobber.
I'm gonna tell you, like I heard, that game was very evenly matched until the coin toss. I'm gonna tell you which game surprised me. Not the outcome, but by the way it happened. Cleveland at Chicago.
That didn't.
That they held Chicago to 1 yard passing for the entire game.
But see, the thing about that, and I said it last season, the season before, Nagy's not a coach. He's a coordinator. He's not a coach. And the simple fact of him to say yesterday that Dalton, the rookie, the young dude, and another quarterback, all three of them have a chance to be the starting quarterback this week. You're setting them up for failure.
Yeah,
so your receivers, your running back, your line, they don't know who's going to be a center, who to get prepared for. You're just saying, hey, we week 4, anybody can start. So that's why Cleveland beat. And people got to realize Cleveland's going to be a factor in every game they play this season.
Well,
so when them two have won,
not everyone.
Cleveland's going to be a factor in every game they play this season.
We beat them in their crib in the snow last year. We ain't scared.
Cleveland's going to be a factor in every game. Okay. If your boy plays within his mean and he don't relive his college days, they're going to be a factor in every game. And OBJ looked damn good in that game yesterday, too. As long as he ain't trying to force the ball to OBJ and he just let it happen, Cleveland going to be a problem. But when he try to force it, that's when they fall apart. Because that two-headed monster at running back.
Week 1 in Arrowhead.
That two-headed monster at running back is guaranteed 5-6 wins. And then if he does his part, I can see them getting 8-9 wins this season. They'll probably miss the playoffs, but I can see them to where They're not gonna squeak in like last season, but it's gonna be a consistent, strong 9 wins. If they'd have beat us, I'd have gave them 10. But they didn't beat us.
Well, barely. But anyway, let's go to the West. We'll start off with Kansas City and Los Angeles since they both played each other. Were you
It don't
surprised by
surprise
the
me.
outcome?
It don't surprise me. I'm gonna take a page from was Ryan Clark, Shannon Sharp, one of them. You in the NFL, you're gonna play the same team several times over. You can't win them all. At some point, someone's gonna know how to beat you. How many times have we played Baltimore? That's one thing I don't like about the NFL schedule. We played Baltimore and the Texans, what, the past 4 or 5 seasons? Why are we still playing them like there's nobody else?
Well,
At some
that's
point,
based on strength of schedule, and y'all keep making the playoffs. They keep making the playoffs, and sometimes y'all play each other. So
that's what I'm saying. We play each other in the playoffs, play each other during the season. The monotony has to get broken up because
I say the
there's
same
teams.
thing about us in Pittsburgh. Why are
Yeah.
we constantly playing Pittsburgh?
That's what I'm saying. There's teams we haven't seen in years. When's the last time we played the 49ers during the season? You know, there's teams we ain't seen, and God knows when. So everybody, oh, I can't believe I lost to Baltimore. It was bound to happen. And the way we beat them last time, I would be pissed and want my revenge. Don't surprise me. And you see, 3 weeks straight.
Technically, last time y'all played them, they won, but they had something to prove because you didn't have your starters in when they beat you.
Yeah, it's like they got that bullshit one. I mean, you know, hey, we'll let them win. But it's one of the things to where you're going to lose at some point. You can't keep playing the same thing over and over. I think basketball is the only sport to where you can play a team 10 times and probably not lose. I think that's the only one because it's such a controlled environment.
That's based on the 5-on-5 matchup. And
that's what I'm saying. It's such a controlled
11,
environment.
11, and then special teams and then defense. So
that's what I'm saying. That's the only sport I think you could do that. Football, baseball, hockey, it's not going to happen. You're going to lose 1 or 2 at some point. And as far as the Chargers, first game of the season, we barely beat them because we didn't know who was playing. And they over there puncturing lungs and shit like that. And we're talking about how old boys not scared of Mahomes. They don't face each other. They face each other. I hate when they try to do that. Mahomes versus Hubert. When did they face each other? When did each other cover each other? They did. They face each other's defense.
Brady versus Manning.
They don't face each other. It's stupid. So us to lose to the Chargers, I'm not surprised because we should have lost week 1 to the Chargers. But old boy's feeling himself through a bad pass. Honey Badger reminded him, hey, I am a Hall of Famer. Let me go ahead and take this out the sky. The last game we played against them, they kept fucking with my boy Dan the man. He baited him, snatched the pick, game over, we done. So it's one of the things to where it was going to happen at some point. I mean, because we ain't lost in the AFC till we lost to y'all last season. And before that, that was like, what, 4 or 5 straight seasons, no loss? You're going to take some L's. Now, our defense is suspect. Why did we get Josh Gordon? I don't know. But, hey, we got him for whatever reason. Hopefully, he's going to make the receiver step up a little bit better because I've been arguing with people all week. Tyreek's been lazy. He's been lackluster on plays where he forget, you catch the ball, turn upfield. Quit trying to do pretty shit. Robinson, catch the ball, turn upfield. Quit trying to do pretty shit. You know what I mean?
Say about Kansas City since they signed Josh Gordon.
Well, I mean, we offense heavy. We got the mindset of the Rams. You know, that's how the Rams was. They had the greatest show on turf. It was all about the offense. They didn't care about the defense. That's how they acting. So you know, that's the mode of the team.
The vibe I'm getting from it is Pringle's not good enough. Hardman's not good enough, and Tyreek Hill and Kelsey can't do it all by themselves.
Kelsey can't. And Tim made a good point. Why ain't nobody getting open? See, while Robinson and Hardman worried about getting the ball, y'all ain't getting open. Now, and I saw the game. Well, I didn't see the game. I pretty much missed all the game. I saw the play that started all the turnovers. Kemp should be cut off the team. There's no way he shouldn't have caught that ball. Even with Patrick doing an unnecessary no look, that was right there. You should have had it. Once you missed that, it started to change going downhill. But sadly, we show how deadly that offense is. 4 straight drives, boom, 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 boom. We leading in the game. Like it was fucking effortlessly. But what happens? That defense can't hold water and the floodgates open. And then people talking about, oh, Patrick can't keep throwing those interceptions in the fourth quarter. Well, he's pressing to try to save the team. They can't even give him time to do what he can't sit on the bench and breathe because the team's giving up points so quick. You can't hold that against them.
Yeah, because there was one drive. San Diego just had 2 plays. I call them San Diego. Sorry, Los Angeles had 2 plays and scored. So, yeah, that's tough on the offense.
And then it's like
they got to put them back on.
And then you got Hilaire, who never fumbled in college. Well, I think like one time. You done dropped the ball 3 times in the span of 2 weeks. What's going on, bro? You can't handle the pressure?
I think that's a case of a running back trying to make something happen. And they trying too hard, not securing that ball.
It's like, you ain't got nothing to prove.
They need to put him in Tiki Barber School and say, lying tight, get back to basics.
No, what he needs to do, because I know Andy wants him to be the next Westbrook. Watch how Westbrook did it. Westbrook wasn't out there fighting versus yards. He called the ball, did a move, got yards. Broke up, touchdown, ran or whatever, but he wasn't fighting for extra. He would go down. A lot of these players go the fuck down. That will stop a lot of these turnovers. But everybody want that ESPN highlight. Just like Tyreek, that one that should have been a pass interference that he should have called in that crowd, he still should have called that damn ball. Then you would have had your highlight. But he's too busy acting like he don't know what's going on out there. Like it's getting damn irritating. It's like, how much of a sense of urgency do y'all need to realize you are the haunted more than the fucking champions are the haunted? I ain't heard nobody even say they worried about Tampa. Because everybody can't see.
I know we talking AFC West, but I can tell you who ain't worried about them. The Rams.
But you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Have you legit heard somebody say they worried about Tampa? Everybody's been saying Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City. Like I was telling Tino.
Why? This is the only time I'm going to give Kansas City props today. The Buccaneers caught lightning in the bottle last year. It's plain and simple. They had the perfect game plan, the perfect night. You play that game 3 more times, Kansas City wins that game all 3 times.
Yeah, because if we could have got the right lineman, you wouldn't have been going against that Project Window of a line that you faced in the Super Bowl. Because they called the perfect defensive game because we was beat up on the line. Me and you probably could have got a fucking sack in that Super Bowl. That line was so trash. One of us sacrificed, one of us run in. That line, a high school team could have got a sack on us in that Super Bowl. And that's what they don't want to admit. I only heard a handful of players, a handful of commentators admit that. Everybody else is dumb. But come this season, you time quiet though. You saying, oh, we got to worry about Kansas City. Now I will admit, teams going for it on 4th down, they being disrespectful. Our defense is trash. But at the same time, like I told Tim, every coach has the mindset, I got to score before they score. Because that Tampa game showed we still can score with no problem. It's just, can the defense, if we give you this 7-point lead, can you hold it? And them motherfuckers can't hold a 7. They can't hold a 3. They can't hold an 11-point lead. And that's the problem.
I'm going to get back to that in a minute. But let me go to Denver now. They are 3-0, but it's the shittiest 3-0 I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville, the Jets, and Mothers of the Poor somewhere in the middle. I forget who the other team was, but is that a real 3-0 to you?
Nope.
Sorry, Bronco fans, that's your 5 seconds of fame. We ain't talking about you no more. You ain't won.
If I give Teddy B props, and see, the reason why, when I said and done it, Denver's winning, not giving more than 5 seconds, they went back to the essence of Denver. Denver's always successful when they run the rock. They finally realized, oh shit, Melvin Gordon's had 1,000-yard season with San Diego every year until he held out. We done paid him all these millions, and we cut our young running back for him. Let's give him the rock. So now they're actually letting Melvin Gordon run the rock, and they producing wins. You running, your line, but that defense be a little steady. Now you're like, hey, Teddy, do your best Elway. And Teddy's been lighting teams the fuck up. Although they struggled this past week in some regards, because that was all defense for Denver. To put up 20 plus, and none of your receivers really had a big game. Gordon had a decent game, but offensively, it wasn't like you would have thought it would have been. But they finally get back to the essence of Denver. Granted, Terrell Davis ain't coming out that locker room. Neither is or that little motherfucker used to give everybody headaches before he got traded to DC. Yeah. Now he's the one that don't get the credit he deserved. He was a beast. Yes. He was a beast. Mike Shanahan was in his feelings and shouldn't have got rid of.
That's true. All right, final team in the West.
Yeah, I know. Now, hey, for the record, I told you y'all was gonna beat Miami. Yo, punk ass, man, Brissett, he's a good quarterback though.
Hey, I didn't want to talk it up and then that not happen. I mean,
if they didn't beat them like they did, I would question how good the Raiders are.
When Miami jumped out to that 14-0 lead, I'm like, uh-oh. But the commentator during the game made one important piece of information. Hey, y'all were down 14-0 against Baltimore, came back in overtime and won it. What happens? We come back, there's overtime, we win it. This team is battle tested. I don't care what our 3-0 is different than Denver's 3-0. We didn't beat quality opponents. I mean, I don't know how quality Pittsburgh is right now because they've proven they've got some problems.
Y'all face one quality opponent.
Baltimore is good.
Yeah, y'all face Baltimore. Those two teams y'all face are trash.
All three were 10-win teams last year.
We ain't talking about last season. We talking about this season. Only one of your opponents is quality this season. Pittsburgh's trash. Miami's quarterback went down. That made them trash. I like Jacoby, but that 14 points on the hype of Jacoby, then it died down. They thought Fitzmagic was coming back. One quality win. You're 3-0, one quality win, though, against Baltimore. I give you that. Them other two, if y'all didn't beat Pittsburgh, I'd be questioning. If you didn't beat Miami, I'd be questioning. I had y'all at 2-1. I had y'all taking the L to Baltimore.
All right. Closing out the West. We got the Chargers this weekend. Who you got? Vegas or Los Angeles?
Y'all should beat them. Y'all should beat them easy because San Diego still ain't shown no identity yet. And they pass heavy. And you seen, I mean, all said and done, they lost in a shootout to us. If you want to look at the past and whatever. Once the game really got going, we put it on that defense. It's just you start the game with 3 turnovers, you're constantly in catch up.
Yeah.
You're constantly in catch up.
Vegas. Last year, and this is the stages that make a championship team. If I go back to Kansas City, y'all made it to the AFC Championship, got thumped by New England in a game that y'all really should have won.
You got robbed.
But y'all used that, y'all came back even stronger the year y'all won the Super Bowl. Last year for Vegas, they could have made the playoffs. They've lost 3 heartbreaking games on either the last play of the game or the last drive of the game, because that defense was trash. And I told you, if that defense can play decently, we'll win more games than we lose. That defense is playing lights out this year. Max Crosby's making a name for himself. And having Ngakoue back there, hey, that's even better.
Now,
go ahead.
This is what bothers me about your team. After the game, you send me the link, they talk in the car. I give Carr his props. He said something that bothered me, though. Me and John don't want to leave because all we seem to do right now here is win. You can't have that mindset that you're winning at home and the road is questionable, because that's where you're going to fuck up. Because you want to be able to win in both.
Because if you look at their record last year, they won more games on the road than they did at home. They only won 2 home games last year.
But like you said in that interview you sent me and John don't want to leave here because of what we're doing here. That's not a good mentality to have.
Well, we'll find out this weekend because it's in Los Angeles.
And then, yeah, we go find out. We go find out through the season, but sometimes you have to change that mindset. Like, yeah, we love Arrowhead, but remember at one point we was winning more away than we was at home few seasons back.
But if it's
which is just ass backwards.
Whether it be the Rams, whether it be the 49ers, the Chargers, the Raiders own California. I don't care if they're in Nevada now. They own California.
I don't think anyone cares if they own California. No one in California wants to own California. Unless you Magic Johnson. And that nigga really owned California.
I know. I saw him at the Rams game. Cheering on as they thumped Brady. But
well, don't be surprised if Magic don't end up owning part of the Rams at some point. Because he's still trying to bring another team. So I'm like, but it's for like another league or something. Magic is the prototype of what you want to be when you leave the game and how to play the game. Because that $40 million he gave for the Dodgers, nice chunk of change, but ain't nothing touching the other owners. But you can't see they don't treat him no different. And you see the Lakers like, oh, Magic, we forgive you. Come back to us. If he'd have went to the Clippers, that would have been ugly for them.
I'm going to need Magic to buy a piece of the Rams so that he can get with Brand Jordan and change those nasty uniforms.
If dude is smart, he'll let Magic come in. Because if you want the Rams to stay there and be solidified,
the Rams
you need Magic.
That stadium is actually theirs. It's the Chargers that don't really have a stadium.
Magic can get rid of the Chargers. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, one more game in the West that's coming up. Eagles, Chiefs.
This is 2 teams that need something to get their season going.
I know, but Philly got embarrassed last night. And
that is just baffling.
Nelson have a wager coming up.
And is it for the season?
No.
Or just for this game?
This is for this game. Philly,
okay.
Kansas City.
Well, I forgot what the wager was.
If Philly wins, he has to buy you your beverage of choice.
That's right.
Wins, you got to buy it. He got to buy you.
Yeah. So it's a bottle bet. That's right. Yeah. But we gonna do this when Kansas City go stand up for their boy. They gonna do what they need to do, so I can get that bottle and just let it sit over.
Yeah, because I don't see them losing 3 in a row. I just don't see that happening. However, and this is a what-if scenario. I'm not saying this is going to happen. Do you think there'll be a problem in Kansas City if they lose this game?
If they lose this game, it's going to be a riot. All hell's going to break loose. But no, I will say, I told, yesterday I was talking to Tim. For me and him usually talk every so often during the week. And I told him point blank, there's something wrong with the team that needs to be fixed. We're usually, like this or whatever. I feel like they're like that right now. And I think it goes back to Tyreek Hill not wanting to restructure his deal. Because it's a close-knit team. And then all of a sudden, restructuring, doing this, making moves. And Tyreek's like, nah, I ain't doing that. I want my money. Even though it was supposed that he would get, more in the long run, this, that, and the third, I ain't doing that. But we don't know the situation why he may not be doing it.
Well,
but at the same time,
why he wants it up front. He's fast. Speed kills. But that speed starts to decline.
Well, I mean, it's not in the speed per se.
Think about it. He can get open right now down the field. When have you seen him run a good ass route?
That's the point I'm about to make. The problem Tyreek's gonna have, say he does his contract, Chiefs don't want him back, he go elsewhere. Everyone else is gonna treat him like New England did Wes Welker. You're not a number one. You're a number two. Because think about it. Like I was telling Tim, I was telling my homie Kenny, he has yet to have a 100 catch season. Most number ones got a couple of those under their belt. He's gonna jump up to catch the ball, but you're 5'10", 5'9". I'm 6'3". You gotta catch up to me to get that ball in the air. You lose a step, I got you. You know what I'm saying? You pocket level.
Knows that because Rhodes is not our number one. He's number two. Brian Edwards is the number one. And it shows. Edwards gets more catches in the game.
Yeah, so
Edwards can run around.
It's one of the things to where I think when Tyreek wouldn't redo that structure, I feel like they just put the team on just a bad taste in their mouth because they all about each other. And that's the ultimate about each other moment. And he made it about self. Because last nigga that made it about self playing Cleveland. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
So it's just one of the things where they need to have all Jesus meeting or whatever and fix it because they far from out the woodwork. You know, they far from being lost in the sauce, even if they take a third loss. But they need to wake up because that's worse than the defense, in my opinion. Whatever's going on needs to be resolved. Just, man up, take care of it, and everybody go about their business.
All right. Fantasy. Or
man,
I'm where I did not want to be.
Did you see it tells you it'll hit you up about a recap?
Yeah.
That thing said I got throw punched. Didn't know. Then the other league I'm in, this friend of mine wanted me to do it. And I joined last minute, so I ain't do the draft. I had to do it itself. It said I named my team Beat Street. It said Beat Street took a real beat.
Wow.
I was like, man, fuck this shit.
But I've succumbed to the injury bug. Most of my good players are hurt. And then, the players that I've got in there, they are very subpar at best. They are hot and cold. For example, last week I had Ronald Jones in there from Tampa Bay. He didn't do nothing. This week I had Leonard Fournette in there. He didn't do nothing. I'm hurt. And the thing about it is, after all that, I sat Devin Singletary, and he had a breakout game last week. So I'm like, really? And now I can't even put him in because Zach Moss is back in Buffalo's lineup, so Singletary's not the starter anymore. So
yeah. Well, I looked at the standings, and there's no undefeateds anymore.
That's true.
You and Tony, the ones that ain't won nothing.
That's also true.
And it's a lot of logjam at 2-1, to where there's some 2-1 teams they ain't in the playoff picture yet. They on the outside looking in like, can I get in? Can I get in?
Yeah. I mean, I hope I crack the win column this week. We'll see. And I took a beating myself in picks. We actually flip-flop. I believe we're ranked number 12 now.
I am?
Bro, what a difference things make. Let me pull it up, Chris.
Man, I jumped something decent then.
Yes, you had some, man. I want to drink whatever you was drinking that day. Let me look at the standings. Warhorse, where you at? You are 10th out of 29.
I'm what?
After last night's game, you were now up to number 10. You're the 10th ranked team.
I was 24 before that.
Did I tell you that it can change?
Hey, let me go ahead and put some of that paint on. Let me put that warm paint on.
Yours truly. Hell, I am now number 13 out of 29, so I'm 3 games behind. The thing is, we're both at 30 and 18. So we got the same record, but percentage-wise, you're 10th, I'm 13.
Because I took such a big jump.
there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us with the same record. And it's not a bad place to be because the 3 people in front of us are only 1 game up on us. And the number 1 guy, where's he at? He's got 34 wins. So if he's sitting at 30, he's only 4 games up on us. So anything can happen. It's a long season, 13 games left. Anything can happen. Excuse me, 14
Trying to
games left.
think.
This is week 4.
So that Monday night game must have played a big factor, I think.
Yes.
That Monday night game, I think, played a big factor.
Yeah, I think the number 1 guy went with Philly. That didn't happen. All the smart folks went with Dallas. That happened.
Then I wonder how many went KC over the Chargers, because I went Chargers.
And I think that's where you took the jump up. I think a lot of people were going KC.
I looked at the books, remembered the games, had to go from there.
Hey, that's how I ended up in the top half the first couple of weeks of the season. When people were going Baltimore and Pittsburgh, I'm like, yeah, I'm not picking against my squad.
Yeah.
What a difference a game makes.
Don't make it so bad, though. I did the picks literally 5 minutes before game started.
I know. I saw your text when you sent that. Said I got my picks in. I'm like, boy, you cutting it close.
Man, because mine just, woo, get my Ric Flair on.
But see, after my debacle last week, where I was late getting my picks in, I set it on my phone, 10 a.m. every Thursday. Do your picks. It goes off 10 a.m. every Thursday. Do your picks. And I'll set my fantasy lineup and everything. Because I had missed last week's Thursday night game. So that was an automatic L right there.
What, for the picks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, so. And I would have went with Washington, too, because Washington beat the Giants. So that would have gave me one more win. But, what can you do? I just got to play it smart and make that up. All right, so I don't think I have anything else here for the show today. You got anything before we go on out?
Man, I ain't got nothing else. But a friend of mine from college, Nico, I'm so jealous of him right now. This is a photographer like yourself, and he does that full time in St. Louis or whatever. And about a month back, he got called and got to meet the Isley brothers.
Oh.
Did photos for them. I think when they did, basically he did the photos on when they did their tiny desk. So I guess they did that from St. Louis or whatever. So what happens? He gets a phone call yesterday. The brothers want you back. He doing photography when they was performing in St. Louis.
How can I be down?
And what makes it so bad, but so great, he did pictures of, he posted pictures or whatever. Then he in the crowd doing video and stuff or whatever. Because the Isley brothers and Charlie Wilson and somebody else on the ticket. And he didn't do nothing for, he didn't do no video for Charlie and them. But he did, minute here, minute there. The Isley brothers, them brothers still got it. Ron still got it. I'm just sitting there, 'cause I've never got to see them live. And when they came to Kansas City last time, I was like, I ain't going to go see it. I was like, Ron ain't even recovered from that seizure. When he, had his medical issue, I ain't going to go see him. I regret I didn't. Come home. He was like, man, Ron still got it. That whole Mr. Big, I just started shrinking when he said that. And then to see what I saw yesterday, I was like, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what. Remember a couple days ago, I sent you a thing about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's my bucket list. I've seen the Isley Brothers live, but I'm a man of a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
When Arrowhead Stadium still had AstroTurf, I seen them out there.
Oh wow!
Now it was the Isley Brothers, Parliament Funkadelic, Bootsy Collins, Rufus with Shaka Khan,
This is one when the mothership got landed in Arrowhead.
Yes, it is.
My mother, she always brings
Damn
up that
good
damn
show.
concert. Because she was there and she was like, the mothership got landed. And I'd always look at her and be like, shut the hell up about that ship.
Well, here's the thing though. This was back in the day. There was no curfew. There was no end of show. You know how you can look off to the corner of the stage and see a timer for each act because you got to end it at a certain time. You got to be on for an hour. You got to be on for 2 hours. There's no time limit back in the day. If that concert didn't end until 2 in the morning, it didn't end until 2 in the morning.
I didn't know that.
Man, you can think about it. You got that many acts, and that concert gonna be over in 3 hours. The hell it is. We didn't pay.
Because you know, Ludacris was just here Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
He was here for tacos and tequila. They did it's a festival. This is a second year. And they did it out at the Speedway where the Monarchs play at. And a friend of mine ended up, the one that got the Bronco, she ended up going and said Ludacris came out there and was like, they told me I got 45 minutes to perform, but I'm going to perform until they make me get off this stage. Because she didn't get there till 5. Doors opened at 3. And she was like, it was hella people there. I was supposed to go, but I forgot. And at the same time, I don't know if I'm ready to be around a crowd like that just yet, you know?
Yeah.
But she was like, that mug was not performers. Mario was there, PD Pablo, Bobby Valentino. It was like a good late 90s, early 2000 concert of music you would like and I would like. And they was getting it in. They was kicking it. But here you talking about how there was no time limit, that made me think about how she was like, Ludacris said he got about 45 to an hour to perform. Man, I wish I could go where there's no time limit. They just put on the show. When me and Jody went and saw Kendrick, I've never, and I probably will never ever again hear, T-Mobile Center now, as loud as I heard it that night, to where the building was fucking shaking. So I was like, we up too high for this fucking shake. Cool. We was in the VIP section. And I was like, man. But that mug was shaking. And he left the stage. We think how over everybody still, oh. He came back out, whole nother level of loud. Imagine taking the noise from Arrowhead and putting it inside T-Mobile. How loud that would be. That's all. I left out, I'm like, my ears had to pop. It was on some crazy, it was wild. That, man,
but yeah,
that place was rocking.
I've been to a lot of concerts in my day, but yeah, I'm always gonna bring that one up too, just like your mom, because that bar none, that's one of the best events that ever happened.
For me,
it was our Woodstock for Kansas City, straight out. Best
concert for me is one of the best ones I went to. It was back in like 07, back when it was still Sandstone. You know, now I don't know what they call it now. You know, out there in Bonner Springs or whatever.
It's called something Horizon Amphitheater.
He says what?
Something Horizon Amphitheater or something.
Oh, so I know, you know, the name changed like every 3 years, seemed like. But it was a concert, it was like a Lollapalooza type that I think MTV somebody put together. And Busta Rhymes, Nas, I think Mary was on. It was star-studded. And I took my best friend and another good friend of mine, we went because she had graduated college and we had bought 3 tickets to go. And when I tell you we kicked it, we kicked it. For my very first concert, which is just gonna be sad to admit who the first act was, and you gonna laugh at me. First concert was down in Grambling my first semester. And it was, this is how you know this kind of dates me age-wise. It was Destiny's Child, Goody Mob, and John B.
That's not bad. I'm not gonna laugh at that. What I find funny is you were in college by the time you went to your first concert.
Yeah, when I was of age.
Bro, I was only like 10 years old rocking it out in Arrowhead like that.
Mom and pops, they wasn't, you know, they didn't have, well, first off, they didn't care. Their money was going to other things, shall we say?
Bro, I know mom and pops. I went with my uncle and my auntie.
And just all them their money was going to other things. We will say,
Yeah.
but we would go to wrestling. I've been to many WWF or WWE and camper before, but concert wise, nothing really having it was an option or whatever. But yeah, if I went to that, that's always gonna be number one. That was the first one I went to, and Destiny Child when they first came out, I won't say it was they first or second. They still was kind of small, but that's when Goody Mob had their own Dance No More, and they performed like their whole catalog, and it was just dope. Especially being down south and having Goody Mob perform, it was like they was at home. To where it was so funny because John B was the headliner, but since I'm in Grambling, Louisiana, was in the middle of nowhere. I guess he had issues getting that in the third, to where everybody left damn near by the time John B got there. It was like, he's here, he's here. It was like, Goody Mob perform, we good. And we ended up leaving or whatever. But like that, I've seen Mary every time she comes, seen,
You ever see Michael?
Tails. You said what?
You ever see Michael?
On what?
You ever see Michael?
No, never got. Close I got to Michael was This Is It.
Seen him twice. That was a show. That was a good show.
I hate that I never got to see him. This Is It. So close I got to Michael. Like I said, I've seen Mary several times. Every time she come.
You see Janet?
And you said what?
Have you seen Janet?
No. I'm not a fan. I don't care to see Janet. And I've had chances to see her.
I think it was the Rhythm Nation tour that I saw her on that.
I literally bought tickets for other people to go see Janet. But was it the last concert I saw? Nas and Mary when they came before the pandemic, they killed it at Starlight. Close those ones. They killed it. To where I was just like, it was funny because everybody's in there. Nas come out, everybody, rap, all dudes want to be all tough and rapping with them and stuff. And when Mary came out, hold on, it's like every dude sat down and they wives the lady stood up and they just got to singing. And we all was just like this. like you just knew, shut the hell up and let her have her moment.
Pretty much.
Oh, but shit, let's go and wrap this up. I gotta take the kid to band practice.
No problem. It's time for me to
Yeah, we got homecoming this week.
I appreciate you, brother, as always. Thank you.
Same to you, my brother. Always a good one.
Everybody watching on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. Hit us up on the email if you want to, the Two Dudes Podcast at yahoo.com. Take us on home, Kevin. Everybody stay positive, stay blessed.
Have a good one, everybody. And until my squad gets above 500, I cannot end the show properly. I will gradually transition and say to the home of a team in the desert. Everybody be easy.
Everybody, just so you know.
Yeah. That's why the light's not showing your hat, you bastard.
You see the hat. You see the hat. Right there.
Yeah.
That's all they need to know.
And anybody wear patches, they're terrorists. Call the government on them. Be afraid.
Good night, everybody.